Hello everybody and welcome on board this Seahawk 40 for a good look around her interior, all the way around the inside for a good look at her layout, what's fitted to her, how her space works and if she might be somewhere for you. So let's start up in the saloon, shall we? So as I'm standing at the helm position and looking aft, so towards the back of the boat, and as you can see we've got a really lovely large light and airy compartment. Very nice high headroom, well over 6 feet there I think, and let's make a start with where we actually come into the compartment. So as you can see we come from the coach roof of the aft cabin, which is that nice cockpit out there, through this nice sliding companionway inside. We've even got our own blind there as well to give us some privacy. Most, if not all, the windows on this boat have got blinds as well, which is great. And once we get inside, we'll just have a quick look around. You can see we've got lovely, huge, tall windows everywhere. That's giving us a wonderful view of the marina, of the boats down below us, so we're lording it up over the neighbours a little bit, and also letting lots of light flood in, so we've got a really light interior despite the wood, etc, etc. So feels very nice. If that's what you want, this boat will give you it in spades. Now as we come down the companionway, you can see we've got 4 or 5 steps in, and we're straight in. We've got what looks like a drinks cabinet here on the right hand side there. We've got all sorts of bolt-ons on this boat, extras, original features, vintage features, etc. We've got a set of drawers down here, we've got a cupboard, we've got access down into the engine room here, just looking at the floor, and I love this floor on this boat. It looks absolutely fantastic. We've got 3 great big hatches here which give access down to the engine room. We've got 2 big engines, port and starboard, we've got batteries, we've got the shaft lines, we've got stern glands, all sorts of stuff down there. Really nice access. These hinge up and stay out of the way, so plenty of room between the engines down there. Looking, carrying along on the starboard side, if I just look up slightly, you can see we've got a nice glasses unit, so shelves there, etc, on top of the drawers. We've got fiddles all over the place as well to stop bits and pieces falling off too. And around the boat we've got a few handles here as well to help us should we be at sea encountering that rough weather. So she feels like a really solid boat. Now this area here is what we'd term as the galley. So as you can see, we don't have a cooker. That's been taken away, but could be replaced in this area if you wanted. We have an air fryer there which is included. We have an extra fridge up here which is included as well. We have drawers, we have cupboards, etc. Underneath here, if I just pull this out, you can see under there we have the sink. I can't lift this up because there's a kettle just on the corner there, but we have a sink in there too. And we have nice sets of feature drawers here for stowing your bits and pieces, and a fridge here, which I'm not sure if it works or not, but I'd probably think about replacing it just as it's a bit aged, but that's what it is. Plenty of work surface, and of course while you're washing up, while you're chopping your cucumbers, etc, you've got that amazing view out there. How lovely is that? So moving around to the starboard forward area of this compartment, we've got radar, we've got an aging VHF unit, we've got blinds that look like they pull up over the windows, we've got an opening window to port and starboard, which is really lovely, and just looking up and over we can see we've got various bits and pieces showing us giving us this stereo music. We've got an electrics panel, we've got a hygrometer there. Not sure what this unit is here, but we'll find out. And carrying over onto the port side, you can see we've got searchlight controls, interesting spelling, and we've got all sorts of other bits and pieces. I think that's another VHF up there, all very interesting. But let's carry on forwards, and we'll go down this companionway here. Interestingly, still here, we've got a lovely handhold here, one here as well. So there's always something to hang on to on this boat, which is fantastic. And these steps are really nice and easy to get down to. And just open this door, that will give us even more light down here. There we go. That's the forward cabin where we'll see in a moment. There's a view to where we just came down. Looks like we have a concertina door here. So effectively, really, from this area forwards in the boat, we've got our own kind of separate accommodation. We have cabins, which we'll see, and an ensuite, which we'll see also. And then down at the back of the boat through this companionway here, we have our own accommodation or separate accommodation there as well. So look, almost like 2 small flats. Anyway, as we come down the steps here, nice and easy, we have access to the bilge down there. There's tools and things stored in there at the moment. So the first thing we encounter on the right hand side or to starboard is this cabin. So we've got a very nice wide and long single cabin forward and aft. We've got a window there with a cover that's closed on it, which is lovely. We have a little I think this table drops down just to be sure, I'd have to check, but either way, you have a nice table on the side there. We've got a book storage there, and the wood looks really, really nice and inviting as well. We've got a blind on the window, we've got a hatch above for light and air, etc., etc., a fiddle shelf forwards. And generally speaking, a nice private cabin, probably, yes, with a sliding door as well. So that's the space saving, really, really nice. Back into the lobby here, which is nice and wide as well. Into the forward cabin, you can see we've got a lovely, great big, really long, really wide single berth there. Not sure if it makes into a double. I will have to find out, everybody. But as you can see, we've got coat hooks, we have a stereo, we've got cupboards, we've got shelves, etc. And in the forward part of the compartment here, we've got our own little dressing table. There's a light there, which undoubtedly will help you. We've got shelves behind as well, or a shelf with a securing bar. The vanity unit with a drawer, etc. there. Here we've got a nice big wardrobe, so plenty of height in there for your longer items. A little fold-out table here. So really, really nice compartment. I think it looks like this probably hinges up and sits on here, so we may actually have twin beds in a kind of a slightly offset bunk bed way, but when it's down, we've got a really nice almost a bit like a chaise longue, really very good. So let's leave that and just come to the port side and open the door and see what we have in here. So we've got a heads compartment in here, and as you can see, the windows carry on all the way throughout this boat. So we've got an opener in this one, which is really useful. We also have an opener in the forward cabin to the right hand side of where I am, and in this heads compartment you can see we've got a manual head, and we've got a plethora of cupboards and stowages, etc., which this boat does have a lot of. And obviously we've got the sink and the work surface on the forward side of the compartment there. Really good. Close the door on that and move along the port side back into the lobby where I was walking earlier on, and we're into the port cabin, which I don't think it's identical, but it's very similar to the starboard cabin. We've got a nice wide berth, nice and long. We've got the fiddle shelf, we've got the cupboards, we've got the blinds with the window and the hatch, and a bookshelf at the back end there as well, and the folding out table. I think it's almost the same as the other cabin, but yeah, sliding door, and once you're in, close the door of the world and you're all on your own, and you've got quite a nice pad, I'd say. Very good. So let's leave the forward accommodation and pile back up this companionway. Here we go. Love that floor, isn't it great? Into this area, again, with all of its light and its space, really, really nice. We've looked at everything up here, so we'll just go down slightly. We can see we've got one or two more nav instruments down here, and we get down to the helm area. I'll just step back so you can see properly. So we've got a nice helm seat here. We've got a shelf behind. We've got a cupboard underneath with a battery charger and a few other bits and pieces in there, but a nice seat. We've got the electrics panel here, which has been relabeled over time, because boats like this have things bolted to them and then they're modified and changed. But it's really good that somebody's thought to there are labels all over this boat, so where changes have been made, it looks like somebody's done the right thing. We've got the port and starboard throttles here to the left, or the port side of the helm, the nice feature wheel, as you can see, and then we're on to essentially engine stuff and nav. We've got a nice Lowrance unit there, we've got a Simrad unit there too, and then port and starboard engines, what have we got? So we've got the engine tachos, we've got the start-stop, we've got the warnings, we've got the engine coolant temperature, oil pressure, batteries, and turbo pressure, etc. All the bits and pieces you'd expect, and then repeated onto the port side here. Fuel tanks contents indicator here by the looks of it. One or two more bits and pieces down here. Engine hours counts, windlass control, horn, hot cold starts, all that kind of stuff. So all in front of you, ready for use, and it just looks like a very nice, comfy, relaxed and chilled out place to sit and watch the world from whilst you're driving. And of course you've got these lovely great big windows all the way around you, all the way around the entire compartment, so you've got a really good view all the way around for those important collision regulations. We shall keep a watch at all times, which is great. So let's carry on along the port side. So aft of the helm, we come to this really nice area. I think this is a really nice sociable area, U-shaped seating. In the saloon, we've got a raised area, we've got the views, it's nice and light. We can sit there and relax and chat away. We can talk to the helm, or we can talk to whoever's cooking in the galley, etc., and have just a really nice time. Very nice indeed. And then finally, we're coming to the after section of the boat. So down these steps again, really nice and easy to get down, nice and wide, and we're into the aft double cabin. Now, what a place this is. I suppose you could say this is one of the great features of this boat. Lovely, wide, long, proper double bed. Goes right underneath these covers here, so your shoulders are under there, or one of your shoulders. On the aft bulkhead, sorry, the forward bulkhead here, we've got a stereo, we've got a fiddle shelf, we've got a light, we've got a nice big window with blinds, we've got cupboards, etc. I'm sure there's stowage under the bed, but I haven't seen it yet. Then on the after bulkhead, we've got another window, more storage, cupboard set into the bulkhead here, which we open once we folded the shelf down. And again, I say again, for the first time in this cabin, we've got a nice big wardrobe here. Both these doors open, and you've got a full height wardrobe in there for all your garments, etc, etc. And then the very last thing to show you on the boat, if we just open the door here, we've got the after head. So this is the ensuite for the after compartment. So we've got our own kind of enclosed accommodation aft, just like we did up forwards. We've got a cosy head, so we've got the manual toilet there, we've got a sink, we've got the cupboards, etc, etc, and opening windows too, so everything you need for whatever goes on in the heads. Lovely job. So that completes the tour of the Seahawk 40. Thanks for joining us at boatshedbrighton.com. If you'd like any more pictures and videos of this boat, there are stacks more at boatshedbrighton.com. You'll find more pictures, videos and virtual reality. But for now, thanks for watching, and have a great day. Take care.